Hey all, and welcome back to another episode of, I think it's going to be called, I'm not going to tell you yet, let me figure it out. But it's like travel business or time rich business or something like that, right? I will have a name shortly, hopefully maybe by the next episode. It could be by the next episode, we will see. But I have created a plan for my businesses, and I'm going to share it with you. Of course, it's all not fickle, but it's all fluid, right? So these plans might change. But I think it's a 10-stage plan, right? Is it? It's a 9-stage plan. And I've mapped it all out in Trello. And like the first 2 or 3 stages, they're coming together pretty good. Like the definite to-do list, at least I have definite goals and timeframes. And beyond that is like years in the future. So we'll see what happens. It'll all probably change. So like I said, I've been mapping it out on Trello. But the thing I don't like about Trello is, and I just realized today, and I don't know how this never became a problem for me before, but I can see it being a problem at some stage, is that the desktop version doesn't work offline. I guess it has been, I remember like, especially times when I've been in like the Philippines and that, where I haven't had the best internet, it's like I can't use Trello, right? And I think the thing that saved me was like I use Google Docs a lot, and that was offline. But now I've switched to the syncing of Google Docs to be mostly online because it eats up a lot of processing power on my computer when it constantly tries to update all the folders. So I've got everything offline. So then I thought, the to-do list in Trello is pretty good because then you can move stuff around and it's actually a lot easier. I don't know why I didn't do it before. But now I realize that it's not offline. So I think later on tonight, I'll try to figure out something similar to Trello. I don't even need it to be as complicated as Trello. To be honest, all I use is the tabs. I don't use any of the other fancy gizmos, the power-ups or the automation. I don't even know what they do. I think that's for bigger businesses. So I just need the basic stuff to be able to create notes and then shift them around easily. And then I need it to work offline on desktop. It does work offline on mobile apparently, but who wants to sit there creating notes in mobile? It's just much easier desktop. For when I'm on mobile, I need to take notes. I just use Google Keep. It's quite good. I've been using it a lot. I just like when I'm walking. I've been walking a lot lately, and when I walk, if I need to take a note, I just turn on the voice recorder. And it kind of dictates it. The dictation is not good. I think it's my accent, right? Or it just doesn't understand, or there's wind, or there's background, all of those things. And it's just, it's terrible. But it does keep the voice note, which is cool. So then when I get home every day, part of my process when I get back is, I got like a daily to do stuff, right? And then one of them is like to transfer the notes. And then so from there, I can like look at the notes, listen to them, and then transfer them straight into the Trello into the appropriate stage. Because I get lots and lots of ideas when I'm walking. Because I walk and I listen to podcasts. I've been getting into the business thing more. Anyway, all right, here we go. The business plan so far. So stage 1 is to prep the time-rich business or the travel business, whatever it's going to be called. And this should be done pre-Brazil, which is coming up pretty quick. So it's within a week. And I do stuff every day as well. So once I've got this sussed, and I can it's a lot of my time has been going into planning this, and now it's like getting there. So I think maybe either tomorrow or the day after I can and once I start going onto the list, it might run over into Brazil a little bit, but that'll be fine. So I've got a few definite stages to that, and one of them is like to suss out which domain I want or what I'm going to call the business, to set up some socials, to start publishing. That's what I'm doing now, is start publishing like content, right? To start building your own show is what it's called. But I've also got a system which I've got in place for Survival Fitness Plan, where I do this, but I do it on video. So I'll probably switch this to video and just use the same system. And then someone else, like I've got a freelancer in the Philippines, and they posted to all the socials and everything, right? And I don't know if you see all the social stuff on Survival Fitness Plan. If you follow Survival Fitness Plan, you'll see all the social stuff. None of that's me, right? The only thing I do is create the video. I do that once every other day, just like I do this once every other day, and then I just send it to her and she does it. Sus key point indicators for key business indicators that I want. So I've got a spreadsheet where I every day I record like the KPIs that I'm interested in, like how much profit I made and how much socials are growing and stuff. So I got to suss that out a bit better. And start collecting emails for all 3 businesses. SF, we do have like a thing. I've got something set up. This one might have to wait until stage 2 because it needs let's move over to stage 2. You'll hear about stage 2 in a minute because it needs this program which I'm waiting for to be updated, which is and I don't want to do anything before it's updated because then I'll just have to do it again. All right, and then start going through and start creating the framework for the Time Rich course, and as I do it, I'll apply it to the Survival Fitness Plan. And then I've just got a little note saying the Time Rich principles. I've said this before, I'll go over it again. So to have a business to be time rich, this is what I've got so far. It needs to earn enough to live or travel, right? 2,000 to 5,000 a month, I reckon. Realistically, I get away with about $1,000 a month, US dollars. I can live for $1,000 a month if I go to cheap countries and eat at home and stuff like that. But I guess that I'm pretty frugal. So 2,000 seems pretty good. $50 a day, 50 times 30 is 1,500 is what I used to say. $50 a day is enough to travel the world. And it actually is if you're doing it cheap. But also inflation, so I bumped it up to 2,000 and then to 5,000 because I'm frugal, so I give people a bit of space. So it's got to earn like $5,000 a month, let's say that. Has to have minimal ongoing effort to maintain it, so maximum 1 to 2 hours a day. It has to be able to sustain itself without total failure for if the person like you or me, whoever owns the business, wants to like just leave it for a month. Because as travelers, we like to go and do adventures, right? We have to take a week off and just go trek in the jungle. I haven't been able to do that for a long time because my businesses will die. They won't die. A week's all right. For instance, I was recently at a summer camp for like 5 months, but I still have to do a little bit every day, right? And then, so you should be able to survive with minimal effort and also with no effort for at least a little while. But also, it has to be able to, if you do want to grow it, like if you decide, all right, I want to settle for a few months or forever or whatever, and you want to grow it, it has to have the option of you being able to grow it. Has to have a low cost setup. I'm guessing like $1,000, which it will include. That'll include the cost of the course, I imagine. So one of the prerequisites to take the course is like, do you have $1,000 to invest, right? Because not only like you'll pay for the course, it'll be, I don't know, let's just say it's $300, and then but then you need to buy a domain, you need to buy like the software, you need to have a budget for advertising. So I reckon it'll be $1,000, more or less. I'll figure it out properly, of course. And then a minimal time setup. So like you should be able to set it up like full. If you work really hard, full set it up with under 3 months. So then all you really have to do is the 1 to 2 hours a day. And then the last thing I got is that the whatever it is has to be a digital delivery, which I guess comes under not as come under anything digital delivery, right? Because if it's like a physical product, it's a bit harder logistically to be able to just leave that, because when you get orders in, you have to be able to ship it. And I guess you could, technically you can, but you have to hire more people or whatever. All right, so digital delivery. And there was more, I said more principles before, but they're in the notes. So as the notes grow, I'll put them back in here into the Trello. All right, so that's step 1. Step 2, the rest of the steps would be faster to say. Maybe step 2, not. Step 2 and step 3, and even step 4. All right, anyway, let's just keep going. I'll try to keep this one under 20 minutes. We're at nearly 10 minutes now. Anyway, all right, so stage 2 is to swap everything over to the new platform that's coming out, which should come out. It was supposed to come out on the 4th, but now it's going to come out on the 10th. Today's the 8th. So it'll come out in a couple of days, but we won't actually start swapping it over until we're in Brazil. So this stage 2 is for a while, the 6 weeks I'm in Brazil with my employee / work friend. And we'll be in Brazil, right, for 6 weeks. Did I just say that? I just said that. Anyway, all right. So here's what's going to happen. First of all, the main part of it is for me to start palming off SF nonfiction books to my other employee, so we'll become more like partners as opposed to employee boss situation, right? So I'll palm everything off to her. Well, the start of it, I can't do it straight away. It won't have enough time for it to be smooth. I don't want it to completely die because it's still my main income, and I need time to build up income from Survival Fitness Plan and the Time Rich. I have to create Time Rich, right? So so what I'm going to do is we'll put all the books in a master funnel. So currently all the books are in a master funnel. If you've ever bought a book off FSF nonfiction, I can't imagine you have because it's a totally separate business, but you might have, right? Or a book off one of my books, Sam Fury, one of the Survival Fitness Plan books, they're all in funnels. And this funnel idea is how everything's going to grow, all right? So we'll put all of them in a simplified funnel, but it'll have a all access monthly membership, because that's one of the Time Rich principles, right? It's got to be an evergreen thing, and it also has to be on a subscription based, so you have a reoccurring income. They have another word for it, not subscription. It's like doesn't matter, it basically means subscription. Whatever the other word is, it's just a nicer way of saying it, I guess. Subscription is not a bad word. Gee. All right, so we're going to put all the books in a monthly funnel so it'll go, the funnel will probably be like, you get the book and then you get the bundle, because a lot of the books have related books, right? And then you get all access monthly membership for like $5 or $10 a month or whatever. All right, we got to transfer all the emailing system to the new platform, and then the start collecting emails, I just wrote that in there. So they already collect emails, right? Well, Time Rich doesn't because I haven't created it yet, but we got to smooth that out a bit better and then start creating start focusing on it, so we're collecting emails. This is the concept of owning your traffic, right? Well, I'll get into that sort of stuff at a different blog. All right, and we got to transfer the blog from the Survival Fitness Plan over, and that way I can get rid of WordPress on both sites, right? And then I can say cancel WordPress. That's pretty dangerous though to have everything on one thing, but anyway, I'll think about it. Cancel WordPress. I'll put a question mark there, and then I can get rid of DigitalOcean because that's what it's the server's on, and that'll say that cancels out a payment, like a monthly payment, right? All right, I've got to create the ad creation process. And I want to fortify stuff like different merchant accounts just in case one closes down. Anyway, I'm not going to go into full detail of all the things. It's going to take forever. All right, so that's stage 2. I stopped because there are more things on that list, and the list will just keep growing and growing and growing. All right. All right, so let's just go through the stages. Stage 3 is to get the survival fitness. So let's just recap for a minute. Stage 1 was to prep Time Rich. So it's kind of like so I can start making shows. Stage 2 was to swap both Survival Fitness Plan and SF Nonfiction books over to this new platform, and also to get my friend to start having a greater role in SF Nonfiction books in preparation for me handing it off to her completely. Stage 3, and that will happen in Brazil over the course of 6 weeks, hopefully. Stage 3 will be to improve the Survival Fitness Plan and SF Nonfiction books, and that'll happen in Australia, because after Brazil I'm going to Australia for 1 to 2 months. I don't know if it's improving. It's improving. All right, so stage 3 is improving SFP. And so it's just improving the Survival Fitness Plan. And maybe I could even make a start on... Anyway, all right. Improving the Survival Fitness Plan, and that's in Australia. All right, stage 4, and my friend doesn't know this yet, but we'll meet up again pre-camp next year, and that's in it'll be maybe in February, March-ish, right? February, March, April-ish. I'm probably in Mexico, I imagine. So in stage 4, I want my friend to completely run SF Nonfiction books, right? And then also I want to create the test time rich businesses. So I'll start to get more and more into time rich. So I'll go into a bit more detail on this one. I've got the three things that I want to create is the self-publishing course, and I'll need her help with that because she knows more about it than me right now. And I'm going to make a small funnel for like two of my better selling books that aren't to do with the survival fitness plan. All right. And then also I want to try to set up the affiliate program. And then we also want to set up goals for where we want SF nonfiction books and survival fitness plan to be. All right. Stage 5, we're going to do some case studies for the time rich. So those three books in stage 4, they're their case studies, but they're my case studies, right? So they're just for helping me figure out the process. And then so once I've got the framework of how to create a time rich business, then in stage 5 I'm going to find some people to do some case studies. I've got a couple of people in mind, but we'll see what happens. All right. And then and that'll be, this doesn't have a timeline, so this is where it starts to get a bit far away. This is like this time next year, stage 5 might start to happen. Should I put here 2023 post camp? So there's a big gap, like 6 months where I'm at camp because my time rich business, right? Like, that's what I like to do. I like to go to camp and just work, do maintenance and stuff like that, and just do labor, cutting grass and stuff. Don't ask me why. It's just stuff I like to do. Most people are like, they want to start a business. That's to get away from that stuff. I want to get back into it. Jesus. All right. Stage 6 is all right. So after I've got the case studies for the Time Rich, stage 6 is to actually launch Time Rich properly, right? And that's when you guys will be able to buy the course in that. And that'll be, it'll definitely be pre-camp 2024. This might happen a lot faster than I imagine because it's 2022 and this is like 2 years in the future. I don't think it'll take that long to, well, I guess it will if I've got 6 months. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll try to do it a lot sooner. Otherwise you'll be listening to this podcast for 2 years before you actually say anything. We'll see what happens. All right. Stage 7 is to get Time Rich and the Survival Fitness Plan. Well, it's what they call the 2 comma club, right? Which is like making $1 million for both of them. So that might take a while, maybe another year on top of that once Time Rich is going. So, and at that stage, I want to improve the Survival Fitness Plan app a lot. Well, might already be improved. So like I said, these later stages are like, they're fickle. Stage 8 is ascension plans, right? So that's to improve Time Rich and Survival Fitness Plan as well, and how to get them to like the next level, like $10 million or whatever. Maybe get some coaches for the Survival Fitness Plan, and the coaching, maybe doing some coaching and some seminars for Time Rich. And then stage 9 is just to choose one, and even though the Ascension Plan, I might just palm one off, right? So I'll get it up there so it's making, I don't know, whatever amount of money, and then sell it or palm it off to someone like I'm palming off SF nonfiction books. And then stage 9 is to choose one and go all the way. I don't even know if I'll get that far. I don't even know if I want that, right? Because I want a Time Rich business. To get it past like stage 7, to get any business past stage 7, now you're looking at, it's not really a Time Rich business anymore. You got to put a lot of effort into that, which is fine. It's a lot of people want that. Or maybe that's like you've had enough of the Time Rich stuff. You've had enough of trailing. Now you want to concentrate and you want to get like super wealthy, or it's not really about, at that stage, it doesn't really matter the money because you've already got enough money, right? Even at stage like, once you're earning, just having a Time Rich business is enough money. Well, after that, it's more about helping people, which is why I like to, in my businesses, it's more, I put in more effort than required if I just wanted a Time Rich business, because I want to help people create their own Time Rich businesses and in the Survival Fitness Plan. Granted, SF nonfiction books is just a money thing. I don't really care about it anymore. I did when I started. I don't really care about it anymore. But it's useful because it keeps me going. But I do want to palm it off, and I will. All right. that is it for today's episode. I expect most episodes won't ever be this long again. Not sure what the next episode is going to be. We'll see what happens in the next episode. All right. Hopefully I've got like a domain and some socials, and all this is going to go out in video form and all sorts of stuff. All right. That's it for today. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.